Hey, welcome to this explainer. We are so glad you're here. Today, we're going to embark on this absolutely mouth-watering journey to build up your foundational cooking repertoire. We've all seen those generic cooking guides, right? The ones that read like, well, dry technical manuals. But what if a general cooking guide was actually alive? What if it was built from literal decades of globetrotting experience, shared meals, and honestly, generations of love? Well, that is exactly what we're diving into today with the Danjoux Family Collection, which has been beautifully curated by Cyril Danjoux. It's not just a list of ingredients, it's a total masterclass in how to build a vibrant global menu right in your very own kitchen.
So here's our menu for today. We're going to learn how to build a meal course by course. First up, welcome to the kitchen. Then, mastering the flavor foundations. After that, essential carbs and sides. Moving right along to hearty global main courses, and finally, sweet treats and bakes.
Part 1, welcome to the kitchen, family-inspired cooking.
Okay, let's dive into this. Any truly great general cooking guide starts right at the heart of the home, you know? It's all about family connection. So before we start chopping and simmering, we really have to understand the source of these culinary traditions. This collection is this lovingly preserved archive from family members like Mum, Sybil, Judith, and others. And what's super cool is that it captures recipes even from cooking videos shot way back in 2008 in Australia. When you cook from a guide like this, you aren't just following instructions, you're literally adopting a family's legacy. And a practical family guide really covers all your bases, right from the get-go. For example, they thoughtfully included a list of 10 delicious diabetic breakfasts. It features super easy, accessible suggestions like the breakfast pocket to get your day started right. It's just a great reminder that foundational cooking isn't just about throwing lavish dinner parties. It's about actually nourishing ourselves effectively every single morning.
Part 2, mastering the flavor foundations, acids and spices. So, this brings us to the first real building block of our menu, understanding how to balance and elevate those flavors in your pantry. Actually, take a second and think about your own cupboard right now. How many types of vinegar do you have in there? This collection includes a guide on 10 different types of vinegar, because believe it or not, using the right one, whether it's an apple cider, a balsamic, or a really sharp white vinegar, can completely change a recipe. Mastering this one simple pantry staple is absolutely crucial for transforming a dish.
And mastering those basics really unlocks the whole world. Take curry, for example. Mastering a basic curry paste is a global flavor foundation. It's a staple sauce in Indian cooking, but its taste varies wildly by region. Once you've got that base down, you unlock countless regional variations. It's a real game changer in the kitchen.
Part 3, Essential Carbs and Sides, Building the Plate.
So we're moving on to the starches now, because versatile sides are exactly what turn a basic piece of protein into a complete, deeply satisfying meal. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how incredibly simple ingredients, literally just rice flour and water, create this absolute staple Asian side dish. It's called mi fan, or fried noodles, also commonly known as bihun across Asia. It's the perfect canvas for soaking up all those amazing flavors we just talked about.
And if noodles aren't your thing, you've got to have a great bread. Enter paratha, which are these soft Mauritian flatbreads, kind of like roti. Let me tell you, these delicious pillowy flatbreads are the absolute perfect vessel for scooping and soaking up those rich curries. Making a simple, soft flatbread is a must-have skill for sure.
And sometimes the best side dishes come from just playing around with family in the kitchen. Here we have a great anecdote. Judith and her cousin Sophia actually collaborated to create this clever fried rice-style alternative to just plain noodles. It's a perfect example of improvising and having fun with whatever you've got on hand to make a recipe your own.
Part 4, Hearty Global Main Courses, the centerpiece.
Okay, let's pick up the energy a bit because we are transitioning to the main event. This is where we see how family kitchens often adapt these incredibly rich global traditions. Let's take a little tour through this culinary map. We've got Hungarian goulash, originating from Hungary, obviously, featuring tender beef and onions heavily spiced with rich, sweet paprika. Then shakshuka from the Mediterranean, specifically Tunisia. Picture this, eggs gently poached and just simmering away in a bubbling sauce of tomatoes, onions, and garlic. And finally, biryani, originating from India and Pakistan, but wonderfully adapted in Mauritius, a complex, highly popular mixed rice dish. It's literally a world tour on a plate.
But it's not all just about complex flavors. It's also about core techniques. Take the classic schnitzel. It's basically just a thin slice of meat, but the actual technique, thinning it by pounding it with a meat tenderizer is a vital skill in any general cooking guide. Master that simple technique and you've unlocked the door to so many other dishes across various cuisines.
Part 5. Sweet treats in bakes, comforting finishes.
Transitioning smoothly into our final course here. Baked goods really provide the ultimate comforting finish to any family menu, don't they? Let's talk about crepes, or palaccinto. They actually originated from Brittany as these wonderfully thin pancakes. And the beauty of them is that they can be adapted into two totally distinct flavor profiles. You can go sweet or you can go savory and salty. One foundational batter, endless possibilities. And this brilliantly illustrates just how accessible baking can be. Consider these banana cake basics. We're talking 3 ripe bananas, 1½ cups of self-rising flour, 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 2 tablespoons of milk, and 1 egg. That is it. Just 5 simple ingredients. It just goes to show that rustic, easy bakes are the approachable, comforting backbone of family cooking.
And you know, baking is so deeply tied to our memories. There's this really warm family anecdote in the collection about Odette scones. She would specifically make these, served with jam and whipped cream, of course, as an after-school snack for Ollie and Adrian. It's those kinds of moments that make a recipe book so much more than just a manual. It's a piece of family history.
Our last dessert highlights a fantastic baker's trick. Leo's juicy apple and oatmeal cake is noted as a real favorite Swiss recipe. And the secret hidden in here? Using applesauce in the batter. It's a genius move because it keeps the cake incredibly moist and tender without needing a ton of extra butter. Those little generational tricks are absolute gold.
So we've traveled from mastering vinegars to Mauritian flatbreads and comforting Swiss cakes. It all boils down to this. What secret recipes are hiding in your family's collection? I really encourage you to step into your own kitchen tonight, dig into your heritage, and see what culinary tricks you can discover. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. See you next time.
How does authentic Tunisian shakshuka perfectly cook an egg without turning it to rubber? Standard frying or scrambling completely separates the egg from the rest of the meal, leaving it unseasoned. But watch what happens when we drop a single raw egg into this traditional skillet. First, chopped tomatoes, onions, and garlic break down. They melt into a thick liquid base that holds heat evenly across the entire pan. Stir in a few spices, and this isn't just a sauce anymore. It becomes an active, flavorful poaching broth. But here is the mechanical challenge. If the heat is too high, violent bubbling will agitate the delicate raw egg, tearing it apart before the proteins can even set. The trick is gentle poaching. You create a small well in the sauce and rely purely on the ambient, simmering heat. This slowly sets the egg white without destroying its fragile structure. Because it cooks directly inside the simmering environment, the setting egg white is forced to absorb all those rich garlic and spice flavors. Meanwhile, the indirect heat keeps the yolk perfectly soft. So that delicate raw egg we dropped in at the beginning, it emerges completely intact, gently poached and fully infused with that spiced Tunisian tomato broth.